Hello, good evening, everyone. We have discussed uh, several sections of the TOEFL iBT, and lastly, or last night, we have covered the writing section, the tasks that are uh, on the writing section. And in tonight's session, we will focus on what we will expect in speaking, the tasks that it has, and overall, at the end, we'll go on with the scoring and what we will expect on the test day and the report. We'll have a quick overview of what we expect in the writing section, and then we'll go to the speaking. As we have discussed the last night, writing section contains three tasks. The first one is build a sentence task. Second is write an email. And the third is write for an academic discussion task. And the speaking section will have two important task types. The first one is listen and repeat, and the second is take an interview. These are the tasks that we might face on the speaking section. So the writing, first of all, we have discussed that what it exactly evaluates. And we mentioned that the writing section is focused on checking the test taker's ability on communication in written English, both in academic and everyday campus context. And the thing that we've mentioned that writing and speaking sections are not adaptive, opposite of what we expect in the reading and listening. In reading and listening, so we will face an adaptive test where the questions are based on our performance. However, in writing and speaking, it's not adaptive, it's not based on the performance. There are three tasks: build a sentence, write an email, and write for an academic discussion. Then we've mentioned build a sentence task. In build a sentence task, there are two people, and there is a scenario. First of all, there's a student or a person, actually. It starts the situation, and then we have the second sentence contains blank spaces, and we have to put the words in order to correctly make a sentence. And the number of questions that we might face, that's 10. 10 build a sentence question in the writing section, and the time is around 6 minutes to complete the whole build a sentence section or module. Then what it evaluates, it simply checks the knowledge of sentence level grammar and how we appropriately create and make sentences that are giving complete idea or give the complete response. So we have discussed them the other session. This is how it looks like. First of all, we have the first person, and then we have the second person, where the blank spaces are positioned here as well. We have to put these words in the correct order in order to have the right answer to the first statement, question, or as the comment, right? So this is how it looks like. We have discussed that one. Then task 2 and task 3 are email and academic discussion tasks. In write an email, it evaluates our communicative skill. So first, there is a scenario given. It can be a recommendation, invitation, solution to a problem, or any other specific purpose. So that scenario will give 3 bullet points as well. And in our writing, we have to write a response that's logically answering the bullet points in the email and considering the context. So we have 7 minutes to plan, write and edate our response. What it evaluates is that it simply focuses on the communication goal, following basic conventions, so being polite, using a specific format, uh, using the right range of grammatical and structural contexts for their response, and mechanical conventions that are in English. The next is with academic discussion task. So we have actually two parts. The first one is there is a professor who posts a question. First of all, there is a background, and at the end of the background, there is a question, and two students respond to the professor's question. And we have to do two things as well. So it is a sample of email that we have. First, we have scenario, then the bullet points, then we have the space to write, around 7 minutes. This is the academic discussion, where we have, first of all, the professor's post, and at the end, there is the question. Okay. After that, we'll have two students, and each of these students responded to the professor's question. So this is what we have covered the other day, last session. Now, we will focus on some common requirements in email and academic discussion task. What are the common requirements that we need to fulfill in order to have a complete and fully somehow we can call that one a highly scored response. So first of all, in both tasks, in both email and academic discussion task, which we have discussed, first of all, the important thing is that the text we write should be organized and logical. When we call the word organized content, it simply means that the writer should expresses information in a way that they're logically connected and they're coherent. Okay. What it means the first point mentioned in our response should be logically connected to the second point of our response. So that's the first requirement, what it exactly evaluates. Second is linking words. When we write our email or the response to an academic discussion, the second thing that it tests our ability is using the linking words, transitional words and phrases that can help us connect the ideas effectively. So that's the second thing. The third thing is the range of language. It simply requires in both tasks, in email and in academic discussion task, it evaluates the writer's or the test taker's ability in using a variety of grammatical structures, and similarly the vocabulary, how the words are arranged, how words are used with the right collocation, and how the grammatical structures are used from basic to advanced. So the third thing that is required is the range of language. And when it says language, simply it refers to using a variety of grammatical structures and a word choice. The next thing is accuracy. Accuracy is another common requirement for both email and academic discussion task. When we use grammatical structures, or when we use words, so we have to choose the words or structures that can convey the message accurately, whether it's in an email or in an academic discussion task. So they should accurately present what we mean or what our message is. So this is called accuracy. How accurately you express your message through the use of grammar and vocabulary. That's part of accuracy. So it is actually one of the criterias that when it comes to scoring they will check it. Okay, are you accurately presenting your message? Are you expressing what is specifically intended? So that's part of the accuracy. The next is idiomatic expressions. When it comes to expressions, so in our response, the test score, okay, or the raters of the ETS will look at how the test taker has used idioms, expressions appropriately to convey the message. Actually, it is commonly related to the vocabulary, but idiomatic expressions are high scorers as well. Okay, they should be used in a way to express the right message. Although we have different kinds of expressions, different kinds of idioms, however, they must be used appropriately. So, if it is not used appropriately, again, it will affect your score and makes it worse. But if you use idiomatic expressions appropriately to convey the message in email or in academic discussion task, it will really, really help with the score. Okay, so idiomatic expression is a common requirement for both of these tasks. And the next thing is conventions, especially in email, we have some social conventions. Social conventions would refer to using the right format, using, for example, in an email which is traditional. For example, in an email, first we have to have the subject of the email. We have to have the greeting. You have to say hello or something, similar words like that. And then we have to mention our purpose. After mentioning the purpose, we have to explain why we want it. And then we have to have closing sentences and sign off. For example, at the end, we have to write best regards or sincerely yours. They're all part of conventions. Beside these social conventions, specifically with the format, we have, for example, politeness. Politeness is another common requirement in conventions, in email especially. When you write an email, if you are not polite enough, so it will affect your score. Okay, it will listen it. Okay, so politeness, formality, and the other conventions that are listed here, how spellings are used, punctuation, the layout of your overall response. These are the conventions that might be checked. So overall, the common requirements that are both on email and academic discussion tasks are, first, the response should be organized logically and coherently. Second, we have to be able to use the right transition to link ideas in our response. Second thing. The third, we have to be able to use a variety of structures and vocabulary to convey our message. Third, when we convey our message using the grammatical structures and vocabulary, it should be accurate. And the fifth is idiomatic expressions. And the final is the conventions that are common in email and academic discussion task. So these are the common requirements. Are there any questions here? So now let's keep up with the next. So let's get into the speaking section overview. So up to now, we have discussed the writing part. Now let's cover what we will see on the speaking section. First of all, let's see the idea that what the speaking section evaluates. Okay, so consider you are the scorer, the rater on the test. So when someone speaks, what do you think? What will you consider to say that the person is somehow getting a higher score or lower score? What do you usually look at? For example, you want to determine the proficiency level of a student or your friend. When he or she speaks, how do you say, or based on what criteria do you say that the person is at level A, level B, level C? So based on what? Any response? Any idea? Yes? So let's get into what the speaking section evaluates. Since we have two speaking tasks on the speaking section, two tasks, they are focused on they're focused to evaluate the speaker's ability on some fundamental skills, like whether the person is able to use and can use the right language, the right word, the right vocabulary to express the idea, express the message. It's the first thing. Secondly, they check whether the person is able to logically express those ideas or not. So language, vocabulary, topic development, or how the speaker goes on to express the ideas coherently and logically. That's the focus. So let's come to the next part. And when we go on with the speaking task, the thing is that it should not be very, very, what do we call it, mechanic. If we speak too fast, it is not what is getting a higher score. The thing is, it tests our ability on how the test taker can convey the message naturally and in a conversational English. Okay, this is actually what we hear on the test. The sentences, the interview task which is given, they are all natural conversational English with accents. So, and a variety of accents are also possibly on the test. It can be North America, it can be the United Kingdom, it can be the Australia. So the accents would be in different forms. Okay, so the things that are important while we speak could be how fast we speak. So, which I mentioned, too fast is not scoring high. Intonation, the rhythm of the sentence, and how we respond to the question. So they're all what do we have for the speech. And there's a very smart tip that everyone can use in order to fulfill the task, especially the speaking task, is that do not actually that the speaking task is following a specific linear format. It simply means that, so as I mentioned already, that the writing and speaking sections are not adaptive, so they do not change based on performance. Okay. The next thing is that there's no preparation time given on the test. No preparation time. As soon as you hear the question, you have to start speaking. So the thing is, while you are speaking, you have to think at the same time. You have to brainstorm at the same time. So that's very important. While you're listening to the question, you have to instantly uh, find a response, brainstorm ideas, and then you have the time to speak. No preparation time in both tasks. So that's very important. It is not based on performance, and there's no preparation time given on any of the speaking section tasks. Now let's look at the first task of the speaking section. That's called listen and repeat. So does anyone know what is listen and repeat? What will we expect? Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, hi teacher and hi classmates. I'm sorry for before teacher, my mic was broken. So teacher, regarding this task, listen and repeat. It means that in a speaking section, we have to listen carefully on a speakers, and secondly, we should repeat that sentences, or we should repeat, that things. So in here, just two things are important. First of all, listen carefully to the speakers, and secondly, repeat the words that the speakers already mentioned before. I do think.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Miss Sahar.
First of all, hello and good evening to everyone. And listen and repeat is a language learning activity in which you listen carefully to a word, sentence, or passage, repeat it exactly as you hear it. The goal is to copy the pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm of the speaker. And in exams or practice, we are expected to show several important skills.
Great. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. As you have stated, the listen and repeat task is the task where first we listen to a specific sentence, short or long, so it could be both of them. And then we have to exactly repeat what is stated in that listening. So that's simple. Listen first and then repeat without any preparation time. And on the speaking section, there are around 7 sentences which are set in a scenario, because first it gives you a scenario, and then based on the scenario there are 7 sentences that could be related to a college student or could be related to other communicative purposes. Okay, so first we have that scenario, then the sentence, we listen to that. After listening, after hearing that, we have to repeat it out loud. We don't have, again, any preparation time. No preparation time is given. And the next thing is we are able to repeat it only once, not longer than that, okay? So it's important. So the response time can be different. It doesn't have any specific time for all the sentences. It varies based on the sentence. If the sentence is shorter, so we'll have less time. If the sentence is longer, so we'll have 10 seconds or more or less than that. So that's the response time. The next thing is it is actually evaluating our ability to process the sentence and produce the spoken response that is accurate repetition. And the repetition should be clearly intelligible. It means it should be understandable. If it is not understandable, again, it will affect your score negatively. So the repetition should be accurate. If missing even one article, one preposition can change the response, can change the score. So it should be as accurate as possible and understandable. When I say understandable, simply means you have to use the right intonation, the right rhythm of the sentence, and the pace or the speed. Let's see, for example, we have such kind of scenario. I'll play the scenario first. Let's hear that.
You are learning to welcome visitors to the zoo. Listen to your manager and repeat what she says. Repeat only once.
Is the audio audible? So this is the instruction or the scenario.
You are learning to welcome visitors to the zoo. Listen to your manager and repeat what she says. Repeat only once.
So the scenario on the test will have such kind of pictures as well. And the picture which the sentence is going to be about would be in a colored mode, and the others are black and white. So let's listen to one of the sentences. Actually, I just brought one sentence to see how it looks like. On real test, we'll have 7 of them in each scenario. So let's listen to this.
We have a variety of wildlife.
It's easy. So what did it say? Yeah, who can repeat it?
We have a variety.
How? Sorry.
Yeah, so Hyla, keep on.
We have variety of wildlife, as I heard. It seems like that.
Mm-hmm. Great. So there's one missing word. Anyone else?
We have a variety of wildlife.
So now what's the completion?
Teacher, we have
a variety of wildlife.
yeah.
Sir,
Yeah,
am I right?
that's right. Yeah, just
Yeah,
was
teacher,
missing.
do you have my voice?
We have a variety of wildlife. So it is a basic sentence. Actually, as
My voice was poor, teacher. May you play again?
can you hear me now? Okay. So let me play it once again.
We have a variety of wildlife.
Yeah, this. We have a variety of wildlife. This simple. Now, as the test goes on and on, so it will get harder, okay? This is a basic sentence. We will usually have around 8 seconds to repeat. Not more than that. In 8 seconds, we'll repeat that one and then read it out loud. So this is how the first task on the speaking section looks like. Now let's go to the next.
You are learning to welcome visitors to...
Yes, Miss Ferishte. You've raised your hand.
Okay then. Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
So while listening to these points, can we take note as well?
Actually, yeah. Note taking is allowed. but the thing is, we will have less time. As soon as we start taking notes, the sentence is gone. Okay.
Okay, so it's better to take note or just listen carefully and then repeat?
So both ways are possible. If you're a great note taker, so yeah, note taking is great. But if the person is not good at note taking, so it is not recommended. Yes.
Okay.
Miss Sohaila. Miss Sohaila, you have raised your hand.
Oh, so sorry, sir. I was muted. Sir, can we play? Can we play it more than one time or no?
No, that's not. Only one time we hear, and we're allowed to repeat only once. So now let's get into the second task. Take an interview task. In taking an interview task, so we will participate into a virtual interview, okay? There is a virtual interviewer who asks 4 questions. And those questions are overall in an academic context. For example, it could be taking part in a research study, or it could be about a library participation or seminars. So similar to what we face in a campus live. Okay, so it asks 4 questions, and they are all about one main scenario, one main topic. For example, if it is about research, for example, taking part in a research study, so all the 4 questions would be about that research study participation. Okay, so we will discuss in detail when we come back to each of them. So for now, the thing is that the initial questions typically focus on factual information and personal experiences, and the later questions would ask you to express and support your opinion, your ideas, how you feel. If a specific situation happens, what would you decide to do? So these are all personal views that we might express in a broader context. So in each question, we will have 45 seconds to speak and record our response. And the evaluation criteria is that the taken interview evaluates the test taker's ability in first in answering the question with appropriate and coherent elaboration. It means how the person is going to appropriately answer the question with enough support, enough detail, enough topic development. And second is, so the speaking should seem conversational. It should not look like mechanical or like a robotic tone of voice. And the speaking pace or speed is really important. That's the second thing. The third thing is intelligibility, whether the person is using the right tone of voice, intonation, rhythm of the sentence. Are they somehow convey the right message, which is intended or not? And finally, it will check out the range of vocabulary and grammatical structure, which is with all types of speaking tasks. So let's look at one of them. I think it is the first task. first question, actually. So let's listen.
Thank you for speaking with me today. I'm conducting a study about people's educational experiences and views on learning. I'd like to ask you a few questions. First, could you tell me a bit about your most recent or current educational experience? Are you in school now, or have you completed any formal studies?
This is the first question on the interview task. So, was it completely audible, or should I play it again? So, now I will replay it and want your answer.
Thank you for speaking with me today. I'm conducting a study about people's educational experiences and views on learning. I'd like to ask you a few questions. First, could you tell me a bit about your most recent or current educational experience? Are you in school now, or have you completed any formal studies?
Yeah. So we'll have your response now. No problem. So tonight we'll not make any judgments. We'll not do anything. So we'll just hear your responses. Miss Ferishta Zohidi, you raise your hand first.
Okay, may I just answer, say my response?
Yep.
Okay. My recent education was about my high school. I have graduated from an online school for international academy approximately 2 months ago. Additionally, from this, I have graduated from high school from my own country in Afghanistan as well.
Okay, thank you. Actually, it was just 3 to 4 sentences. Would you like to elaborate on it?
So for elaboration or for the more explanation, I mean, how much time or sentence I can provide it.
Okay, the answer to each question, as I already stated, it's 45 seconds. It means the question which is asked should be answered in 45 seconds.
Okay, as much more detail as better, yeah?
Yeah, it should be detailed.
Okay, I will provide it. So the first the plan was through online application. Actually, it was provided from United States. It was a university pathway for girls in Afghanistan. It helped me and other girls to complete our higher education and got a certificate from there. And after that, we could get admission from a university in the United States, and successfully I could get that admission as well. Unfortunately, due to some visa issues, I couldn't go there. And additionally, to my second certificate, which is from my own country, it was about approximately 5 years ago when I could go to school freely, and I could finish my higher education or university at my country as well. Is it okay, sir?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great. So we'll have another response. Miss Natiqi.
Okay, teacher. So If I say about my current educational background, I would like to say that I'm in a high school. Of course, it's online school, and as you know, that in this situation we cannot go to, in-person school. And finally, I can say that I don't graduate from school yet because I think I need to complete my online school this year. And God willing, in this year, at the end of this year, I will finish my school. But yet, I am at school and I am in a high school.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you were expressing the ideas the way that you are kind of telling your idea, but not answering the question. Yeah,
How, teacher?
because look, listen to this again.
Thank you for speaking with me today. I'm conducting a study about people's educational experiences and views on learning. I'd like to ask you a few questions. First, could you tell me a bit about your most recent or current educational experience? Are you in school now, or have you completed any formal studies?
Got it now? It asks about the educational experience.
So, teacher, it means that I should share my experience about my online school in here.
Okay, so we'll go into detail when we come back. Okay, for now, just it is an introductory session. So we will back. Let's go to the second question. Second interview question. Let's listen.
Great. People often have different feelings about school depending on their environment and support systems. Some enjoy learning and thrive in the classroom, while others find school stressful or difficult to connect with. What has your overall experience with education been like, and what factors do you think shaped it?
Yeah, this is the next question. The second question we have on the test. So we'll put the answers for now.
Great. People often have different feelings about school depending on their environment and support systems. Some enjoy learning and thrive in the classroom, while others find school stressful or difficult to connect with. What has your overall experience with education been like, and what factors do you think shaped it?
So let's go to the next. Yes, any question?
No question, teacher. Just I wanted to reply, but we can jump in another part.
Okay, we'll be back with the other parts. How to answer. Let's go to the next. Question 2. It was question 2. Let's go to question 3.
Let's talk about motivation. Some people are very driven by academic success or career goals, while others focus more on learning for personal growth. What has motivated you most in your education so far, and has that motivation changed over time?
Yeah, this is asking about motivation, and it is the question 3 on interview task.
Let's talk about motivation.
Question 4.
Teacher, it's not audible for us.
Why? It doesn't show here as well. Let's see. Okay, I think the audio has got a problem now. So the fourth question is similar to what we have in question 3 and question 2, and similarly like that. So this is overall what we face on the speaking section. The listen and repeat. Second task was the take an interview task. Now the thing is, the TOEFL iBT scores. Actually, we have had one session on how the scores are presented. So it is just an overview of that again to repeat it, what they mean. So 4 skills, reading, writing, and we have mentioned that at the same time that they are showing our scores out of 120, it also gives a band score out of 6, 1 to 6 scale. And each section will be given that kind of score out of 6. So we have mentioned them, the other session, how they look like, the level they are, CFR, C2, C1, B2, B1, A1, and A2. So they're the TOEFL test scores comparison. The next is how scores are evaluated in reading and listening. So they're based on multiple choice questions with the single best answer, and each one will have 1 point raw score. In writing, so each question is scored as correct or incorrect, which there was build a sentence, and I mentioned that there's no partial credit. It can be either considered to be correct or incorrect. And the next one was write an email and write for an academic discussion, that they have specific rubric, which we will discuss that in detail. And the speaking section, again, it has the rubric on how to score your response in listen and repeat and take an interview. And finally, the report. How do they report your scores? The score delivery is after 72 hours of the day you take the test, and which is usually 4 days, I think. Yeah, 72 hours is equal to 4 days to 5 days. So the list is 4 days. And these scores can be sent to institutions, which we have mentioned. On your account, you will choose which institutions the ETS should send your score, so you are able to choose before taking the test, and those reports can be sent to them. And each certificate, each score report is valid for 2 years after the person has taken the test. After 2 years, you will not access that one to your account. So it's valid for 2 years. And the scores, the score report features that it has sections: reading, listening, writing, and speaking, and it shows a band score of 1 out of 6 scale, and it also shows a comparable scale of 120. And we have mentioned that there is a my best section, my best score section as well, which we have talked about it. What does my best scores section mean? So that's it. That's what we have for score reporting.